Hey there guys, it's Hobo525 here back with another video, and today I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel, Wave versus Wave. So basically what this is I get, two Marvel Legends waves that are somewhat similar, starting with these two. And I basically talk about like the figures, how much I like them, how much I dislike them, and the Build-A-Figures too, and then I just come to a decision on which wave I like better. So yeah, today, for my first episode, I'm going to be doing the Infinity War wave with the Thanos Build-A-Figure, with the Endgame wave with the Thanos Build-A-Figure as well. So yeah, let's start. 3, 2, 1, fight. Okay, so first we're going to start off with the Infinity War wave. So, yeah, let's take a look at the Iron Man first. This is actually a really, really good figure, guys. I love this figure a lot. The only thing that would, like, probably make this my favorite Iron Man figure is if it had, like, really good metallic painting, which, yeah, that'd be awesome. And I know they are, like, re-releasing this one, and I think, the paint is metallic, so if I get that, it'll probably be my favorite Iron Man figure. But yeah, other than that, this is a really good figure. Nice articulation, nice paint job. What kind of holds it back is the fact that this is a nanotech suit, and he did not come with any nanotech accessories whatsoever, which is kind of BS. I don't know, I just don't like that at all. He should really come with the accessories, and I know he's going to come with some, like, with the re-release of this figure, but I don't care. They should have had it. They should have had accessories with this guy. With his initial release about a year ago, or over a year ago now. But yeah, still a good figure though. Actually a great figure. Probably my first or second favorite Iron Man figure I own. So yeah. And then, next up we have Cap right here, and ooh, this is actually a really good figure, guys. Like, I know a lot of people don't like this figure, or at least they don't like this head sculpt, but I know it's not film accurate, but I think it looks great. I think it looks fine, but yeah, like, I know the hair isn't really accurate to the film, but I don't really care that much. The figure still looks great. The paint apps are awesome. Wonderful articulation, and I really do love the shield. Would have been nice if he came with two, though, because, that's what happened in the film, but yeah, this figure is freaking awesome. Okay, so yeah, and then next up we have the Iron Spider figure, which looks fantastic. Probably the best looking Spider-Man figure out of the MCU ones that I own, which, yeah, it's pretty impressive because the MCU Spider-Man figures look great. But what holds this figure back is, like, I don't know, the articulation is very loose. Like, look at these butterfly joints. They just, like, pop in whenever I try to put up the arms. And then the ab crunch on this guy is, like, very, very loose. Like, it's really annoying. But other than that, he looks great. Love the paint apps on this guy. The thing that holds us back is probably the fact that he doesn't come with any talons. Yeah, this guy really should have came with accessories. Like, I know he's coming with the accessories, with the re-release, but that's not really an excuse. They still should have, like, included the talons with the initial figure release. So yeah, yeah, very annoying, but still a pretty decent figure. And then over here we have Proxima Midnight, which, yeah, she looks great. I love this figure when she first came out, and I still love this figure. It is fantastic. I love how she's, like, really tall compared to these guys, almost as tall as Thanos. Yeah, very nice paint apps all around, and I don't really have any flaws of this figure at all. Like, this figure is borderline perfect. So yeah, and look at that. She even has double jointed elbows, and she's a female figure. We don't get that too often. So very happy with this figure, and it is fantastic. Okay, so that's gonna wrap up the Infinity War movie figures of the Infinity War wave, and now we're gonna move on to some comic figures. So yeah, I'm liking this Taskmaster a lot. Finally glad we got a figure of him that looks really cool. And yeah, this is probably my favorite comic figure out of this wave, and he does not disappoint at all. Very nice head sculpt. He comes with a nice shield. Sword looks great. Nice articulation. It comes with a pretty cool golden gun right there. That looks nice. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this figure other than, he's freaking awesome. So, yeah, great figure. And then next up, I'm going to look at my boy, King Serpent right here. No, he's in King Cobra. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is also, it's a decent figure. I'm not going to say it's great or even good. I'm just going to say it's decent. I don't know. Its articulation is kind of weird. His arms don't go up that good. Decent ab crunch, I suppose. The problem with this guy, he doesn't really stand up. Like, when I put him on my shelf, on my collection, he falls over a lot, which really does suck, but the figure looks great. I'll give it that. I'm really in love with, like, the head sculpt and all that stuff, and the cape looks great, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Serpent Society in the comics either, so I wasn't really hyped for this figure at all, really. So, yeah. And then over here we have Songbird, which looks pretty cool. I'm loving this figure a lot. Yeah, like, I'm not even that big fan of, like, the Thunderbolts in general, but because I know she's a part of the team, but still, this is a really good figure. Yeah, just love the articulation. I love the paint apps. I love this thing. I don't know what this is. Like, I know it, like, expresses her powers. I'm sorry, I don't really read about her a lot in the comics, but I just love how she came with this thing. Nice accessory. So, I'm just gonna put her over there. And then right here, we have the big Kahuna, Thanos himself, and, this is actually a really good Build-A-Figure, even though, like, the new 10-year anniversary Thanos that came with, like, the 3-pack looks way better than this one, but this is still a solid Build-A-Figure than me. I love this figure when it came out. It was actually my favorite Marvel Legend of all time for, like, a year, so that's pretty good, but yeah, very nice figure all around. I was in love with this figure when I reviewed it, and I'm still in love with it, like, right now. I think Hasbro killed it with this guy. And yeah, he's great. Okay, so now we covered the Infinity War wave. So let's do the Endgame wave. So, yeah. I'm going to start off with the Cap figure right here, which looks pretty good. Like, this figure, it's not exactly the most film accurate. Mostly because of the quantum suit, and it's not gray. Because in the movie it's white, but this figure has a gray, which it's not that big of a complaint to me. I don't really care. I still think this suit looks awesome gray. Like, I would rather have it white. Really, I would, but I think it still looks pretty cool gray. I love this new shield right here. Very nice and metallic. Loving that paint jobs. Yeah, the paint job looks great. And then over here we do have a very nice head sculpt. I'm actually liking this head sculpt a lot, so yeah, very nice all around. Love the quantum suit, and yeah, pretty good figure. So yeah, let's move on to Ronin, and loving this figure as well. I was very hyped for this guy, before I got him, and yeah, once I finally got him, I love him so much. This is a really good figure, guys. Yeah, very nice paint apps all around. I love this hood, how it comes off like that. Just very nice sculpt. I don't have too much to say, but except this is great. He comes with 2 swords, comes with sword holders, which is awesome, and yeah, and he also comes with like a separate hand where you can throw shurikens or ninja stars, but I left those in my room, so I'm not gonna bring it down. But yeah, still a wonderful, wonderful figure, and he's probably in my top 15, maybe even 10 Marvel Legends of all time. So, good job, Ronin. Okay, so then over here we have Epidemia, which is also another fantastic figure. And let me tell you, I've been wanting this guy since the Infinity War wave came out, or since the movie, because after I saw Infinity War, and he just fell, but whatever. After I saw Infinity War, this guy was like my favorite Black Order member, and I'm so happy to have Epidemia, and he is a great, great, great figure. I love him so much, and he's definitely top 10 material for like a Marvel Legends. Maybe even like top 5. This guy's great. I love him so much, and I'm just gonna be happy with this guy. I have no problem with him whatsoever. So yeah. And then unfortunately, that's it for the movie figures. But whatever. So next up we have Citizen V. I don't care about this guy like at all, really. I never really read him, in the comics. The figure of him is actually like my first introduction to the character. If he's interesting, I guess maybe I'll read him. I'll read about him, but yeah, I just don't care about this figure at all. It's a decent figure, I guess. The cape kind of limits his articulation though, so that kind of sucks, but it's just whatever. I don't care. Probably my least favorite comic figure out of both of these waves, to be honest. So I'm just gonna put you down there because he doesn't really stand that good. But yeah. Oh boy, next up is Hercules. This figure is freaking amazing. Like, oh, I love this figure so much. I was not really hyped for this guy, but like after I got him, ooh, this guy is good. I really love this figure. The sculpt, the paint apps, the articulation, everything. I just love how his arms are like so big because he's Hercules and he's like, I don't know, one of the strongest Marvel superheroes ever. So that's freaking awesome. He also comes with holders for his weapons, so that's pretty nice. Which is, this is a good figure, guys. I definitely recommend this guy. So let's put him over here. And then next up we have the Living Laser. And again, I really thought I wasn't going to like this figure. I thought the day I got this guy, I would just stuff him on my shelf and just never touch him again. But I was proved wrong. This is actually a really good figure. Like, it is a really good one. I just love the kind of transparent pink it has, on its torso, arms, legs. It's great. I love the head sculpt a lot. I think it looks wonderful. Just everything about this guy. Like, I like the little electric effects that go up and down his arm or arms. But yeah, it looks very, very nice. I don't have a problem with this guy at all. And he's freaking amazing. So, good job, Hasbro. And then over here we have Nighthawk. And again, decent figure. I don't have too much to say about him other than he's just decent. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the Bucky Cap mold that he's using. I don't know, but if it is, it's fine. I don't really care about that mold getting used that much because it's a good mold, so I don't really care how much gets used, but yeah, I really like how the claws are attached to this guy, though. Like, I wish, like, the Wolverine Marvel Legends claws were just, like, attached to the figure's hands like this, because they come off. Some of my Wolverine figures, its claws come off very easily, so I think this is a way better claw situation than the Wolverine figures, but that's just me. But yeah, the cape doesn't really hold this guy back too much, except, when I want to stand him up, so I just lean him against, like, the wall of my shelf or whatever, but yeah, pretty decent figure, and I actually like him better without the cape off, or without the cape on. I prefer him because he's much more posable, you could say, without the cape. So yeah, good job. And then we have the Build-A-Figure Armored Thanos, which again I was really hyped for, and then I saw some reviews on him, and then it was like, oh boy, I'm gonna say this is probably, like, okay, I like the looks of this Build-A-Figure better than the Infinity War one, but its articulation is unexcusably terrible. It really is. Like, okay, let me take off his little double sword. Even though this thing looks cool, glad he came with this, but yeah, so his arms have fine articulation, I guess. His head moves up pretty good. Nice double jointed knees. No ankle pivot. I don't know what's that about, but ab crunch, but no freaking hip swivel. Oh my god, that is terrible. I have no idea why Hasbro did not include, like, a hip rotation in this guy at all. Like, I know he has armor on, but no, you can still, like, right there. It can go right there. You can still include a little hip rotation, but it just didn't. And that sucks. Like, That's like such a big deal for me. Like I would rather have this guy have a hip rotation than an ab crunch. Just take away the ab crunch. I don't even care if he gets a hips like rotation. I think that's more important than an ab crunch, at least in my opinion. But no, that really holds this guy back to being like a perfect figure. Honestly, that's just inexcusable. I don't understand why it's not included, but yeah, so that's basically it for the end game. So let's decide which wave I like better. Okay, guys, so now it's time for me to decide which wave I like better. So let's start off with the Endgame wave. One thing that really holds this wave back is the fact that it only comes with like 3 MCU figures. Not counting the Build-A-Figure Thanos, but yo, the only 3 are Ronin, Captain America, and Epidemia, which is bad because that means comic figures, if you don't count the Build-A-Figure, comic book figures, there's more of them than movie figures in this wave, which sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, like, these 2 figures are great. I just don't think they should be in this wave. I've mentioned this countless times on this channel, and I'm going to mention it again. I honestly think comic book figures should not be in movie waves at all. They should just have their own wave or something like that. But no, this wave should just have strictly Endgame figures, and maybe a few Infinity War ones would be nice. Like, I don't know, maybe you could have, instead of Citizen V, you could have like the Ancient one, or instead of Nighthawk over here, you could have like Rocket or something like that. And instead of freaking Living Laser, you could have Captain Marvel, like the one from 2023. I just gave a bunch of ideas on what you people can do to make this wave better. Heck, instead of, who didn't I mention? I don't know, Citizen V? No. Instead of Hercules, you could add Mark 85 Iron Man, Like, where's that? You see, I just named, like, characters you can have in this wave that would make it better, at least in my opinion. I'm just saying. But, yeah, the movie figures in this wave, except for you, are fantastic. Like, these 2, the Ronin and the Epidemia, are definitely like in my top 15 Marvel Legends of all time. I don't know about Cap. He's a decent figure, but I wouldn't put him up that high. And the comic book figures in this wave are pretty good too. Living Laser, Hercules, fantastic figures. I love them a lot. Nighthawk and Citizen V, not so much. Build-A-Figure Thanos looks great. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the articulation to back it up because no hip swivel, which is, I can't get over that. I'm sorry. That's just, like, what excuse do you have for that? No excuse, in my opinion, but whatever. So, yeah, if we look at the Infinity War wave, however, it comes with 4 movie figures, which, well, that's 1 more than this wave, but yeah, the movie figures in this wave are also fantastic. The Proxima Midnight, wonderful. I wouldn't put her in my top 15, though. Iron Man, fantastic. Captain America, great. Iron Spider, pretty good. It looks great. I just don't like the articulation on him, per se. Also looks great, even though it's not really, at least the head, it's not really, like, film accurate, but still looks pretty good. Iron Man, yeah, good. Went over that. The comic book figures, I can only say I really like only one of them, and that's Taskmaster. Like, Songbird and King Cobra are passable, but I just, like, I don't know, I wouldn't consider them good, really. The Taskmaster is fantastic, so, yeah, and the Build-A-Figure Thanos, it's great, because it actually has, hip swivel, or hip rotation, so, yeah, and, I don't know, I just like this Thanos better than Armored Thanos, like, sorry, my hand's blocking the figures, but I just like this outfit that Thanos wears better than this one, so, that's kind of part of it too, but still. So, all in all, I'm going to have to say I like the movie figures better in the Endgame wave more than I do in the Infinity War ones, because, I don't know, just these 2 really do carry the wave. I just love these 2 figures a lot. And yeah, I mean, definitely these 4 figures are fantastic, but this Ebony Maw Ronin, guys, I love them so much, But yeah, but I'm gonna say that the comic book figures in Endgame are better than the Infinity War ones by far, because, mainly these two just carry the comic book figures. And I don't really care about any of these guys except Taskmaster. He looks great. But yeah, and I guess it all comes down to the two Build-A-Figures, and I mean, I think it's pretty obvious which one I'm picking. I'm picking you. This Build-A-Figure is great. This figure could have been great. It was almost great. Just the articulation, guys. Just, So, yeah, I've made up my mind, so. The winner is the Infinity War Wave. So, yeah, the Infinity War Wave takes the win, but not by much, to be honest. I would have to say the movie figures, at least these two, are better than all four of these figures, but there's like two movie figures that I like out of this wave, and four movie figures I like out of this wave, so I don't know, the four kind of overrules the two, I'd rather have these four figures than these two figures, just to be honest, but yeah, the comic book figures in this wave, though, are, I would have to say, better. I just love this Hercules and the Living Laser a lot. The Nighthawk is decent, I guess, and Citizen V, he can go suck it. I don't really care about this figure at all. And the Build-A-Figure Thanos, just the hip swivel, or the hip rotation, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna stop mentioning that. It's just really annoying, but yeah, the comic book figures on the Infinity War wave, however, are subpar, I guess. They're decent, mostly because of Taskmaster. I don't really care about the other two. Proxima Midnight looks pretty cool. Love that figure a lot. Then the Build-A-Figure Thanos looks fantastic as well. So, yeah, it makes sense that the Infinity War wave wins. I just love it more than the Endgame one. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for Wave versus Wave. Join me next time when I do another one of these. I don't know. Do you guys like this? Tell me down in the comments, because I'll probably do more. And I'm definitely going to do a Professor Hulk wave versus Cole Obsidian wave when I finish the Professor Hulk Build-A-Figure. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for watching. And with that said, Hobo525 out. Great job, Thanos. Your wave was great. Hey, Armored Thanos. No hard feelings, right? Right?